Day. Welcome to Full Circle with WNonaBlackTV. We're going to get into some of the new laws that was passed by Governor DeSantis in the state of Florida. As you know, I'm a resident of Florida. And want to get into some of the things that are being said and actual things that are happening. Do want to let you know that Governor DeSantis' office number is 850-488-7146. So if you have any concerns, reservations about the laws that he is passing, contact his office and ask them why they're passing said laws. I do want to make sure that we as the public are not gaslit, because the new standard they're talking about, the Florida Board of Education passed, saying that African Americans benefited from slavery. We know there's gaslighting. We know that African Americans and descendants of slaves, we experienced horrors. Our ancestors experienced great horrors of slavery. The least to say that the killings, the murders, the lynchings, the raping, women, men, and children, enslaved, torture, torment, separation from their children, their siblings, their husbands, their wives, their families, with no say-so. Used for free labor, enriching slave owners and their descendants. They profited off the backs of our African American slaves, men, women, and children, because men had to work, women had to work, and even the children had to work. I was born and raised in the state of Mississippi, moved to Florida in 1985, but I also did my ancestry DNA, and 77% African, from different parts of the countries in parts of Africa, so my direct descendants. When I was researching my ancestry DNA, and as it told a story about the DNA, how African Americans brought into the Carolinas, and a lot of Nigerian, some 28% Nigerian, were trafficked and sent to the other states, filtered out to the other states to be enslaved and used, and a large descendants of those were sent to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and some of the other states, of course, across, but a large proportion. Know that for our young people, I want them to know that the gains that have been made from people standing up, from civil rights, from back from the earliest times of African Americans fighting for rights, fighting for freedoms, fighting for equal treatment, for equal justice. There is a subset. There is a large number of people who want African Americans to go back to that time. You must be aware. And laws being passed, they matter. They're going to affect you whether you vote or not, whether you participate in what's going on in the political system or not. In this situation with DeSantis, and the laws being passed. Yes, people are focusing in on what was done with the Florida Board of Education, and of course, it's abhorrent, and we need to fight against it um, all over the state of Florida and all over the United States, really, because what they're doing in a lot of these southern states, they're doing the laws just like in Alabama when they were struck down and told that they had to re, go back and redistrict the thing, and now they are defying the Supreme Court order telling them they have to be um, to fix the voting, the actual redistricting and stuff to be fair, and they're just trying to like not do it. Okay, so if that gets to be able to be done in that state, they're going to try it in another state and another state and another state. The same thing, the things that Ron DeSantis is doing here in the state of Florida, like trying to eliminate the diversity, inclusion, things are not funding them and not allowing certain parts of that to be taught into our education system. Yes, education should start at the home. We have to educate and teach our own children. We have to also make sure the resources, the books that are being banned, if it's something, our children need to know, we need to make sure they are finding it out, that they are being taught. But while this is going on, Governor DeSantis has signed over 18 new laws in the state of Florida in regards to education, in regards to the funding, in regards to the House Bill 1 that was passed and signed into law. The critics say that it will allow funding from public schools from the state, about 8,000. They have a percentage of funds that go to each school for each child, per child, approximately 8,000 for the year, give or take. So it's saying that it's going to allow people to take their funding, the funding for that child. It used to have some limitations on it. And so now, with this bill that he's passed, they're saying it could cause a mass exodus out of the public school system. And then funds will be sent to private schools, charter schools, and other schools who will not have the same accounting credibility and accounting standards that are held for the public school. As you know, our schools are a lot of times unfunded, don't have everything they need. So if more funds are funneled away from public schools, because everybody can't take their kids out of public school, everybody can't drive and take their kids to a charter school so some people don't have that ability. These laws matters. So don't take it lightly when DeSantis is signing these bills and these laws. Yes, we should focus on what he is doing and saying about what the Florida Board of Education is doing in DeSantis, and guarantee these laws being passed are not only being approved and in conjunction with Governor DeSantis, it's also being passed with the Republicans, the Senate. If you would like to, you can go on to review some of the laws. You go on to the floridasenate.gov. And so they have a list of different laws that were passed. They have the HB 501, HB 551. They're different ones. A lot of them have to do with funding. Some of them have to do with what they're allowing to be taught and not be taught. These laws are being passed. They're not publicizing the laws that he is passing, but they're going to be being implemented, and a lot of them take effect for July 1st, 2023. We have to fight against uh, inapathy. We have to fight against um, misinformation, and we also have to stand up against what is trying to be bulldozed over on us, because that's the plan. Bulldoze them, keep rolling over the residents of Florida, keep rolling over them. If we're going to do it here, we're going to go to another state and do it. That's what they're trying to do. State of Florida, um, a lot of people, how did DeSantis win? A lot of the metropolitan, the I-4 corridor, which comes across from Daytona area all the way across through Orlando all the way over to Tampa side, is heavily Democratic, and DeSantis didn't win that part of the state. Also, South Florida, Miami-Dade, Fort Lauderdale area, Miami-Dade being one of the largest counties, Orange County, also the second or third largest county in Florida. And then outside of those big metropolitan areas, a lot of the the other parts of Florida are more Republican. So also, I want to make sure that people remember what ex-president, two times impeached, two times indicted, possibly a third indictment coming, what he said when he was, upset with DeSantis, and he was like, "Oh, you wouldn't have won if I wouldn't have stopped the voting in South Florida." Well, you really don't ever really hear much about that investigation into what happened. Did he stop the voting? When they were doing the recount, when DeSantis won in the first time, when he was running against Mr. Gillum, the votes were very, very close. When they did the recount, they made them stop vote counting because it has the recount had to be done by a certain amount of time. And the counties that were heavily Democratic were a lot of the ones that they didn't allow them to finish counting. And Mr. Gillum picked up a lot of ground. There were places where you had to cure the vote, or if they voted, they would make your vote provisional or something, and they would say the signature didn't quite match, or something. They would just kick back a ballot for something, but you could go on to the website and he'll say, this, fix this or fix that, or just say, yes, this is correct, or no, this, or certify, yes, this is me, or whatever. And so a lot of those votes that had been kicked out were being put back. So what happened? Did DeSantis truly win? Or, like President Trump said, ex-President Trump, twice impeached, twice indicted, said, "You won because I stopped the counting." That's out of Trump's mouth. That's what he said. How true it is or not, we need investigation. That being said, I want our young people to know it is imperative that we vote. And you say, well, they didn't count all the votes. We have to make the margin as large as possible, so that even if they do try to steal some votes, even if they do try to stop some voting, that we get enough votes in early, enough to be able to win. A Democrat can win in the state of Florida again. And when we have another election, if it's a Democrat that's viable and for things that I am for, I will be campaigning and vote and working to help get them elected. But in the meantime, I want to make sure that we're staying focused, because This seems like this is no joke. These are intentional things and laws that are being passed on the books for the state of Florida and the supermajority that they have in the Senate and in the House, and the difference in them redistricting and help DeSantis help them take the House back by how they redistricted those the um, the districts when we had another district added. So the gerrymandering is real. We need to know that the Republicans are playing the long game. They are in lockstep with a lot of the stuff that DeSantis is doing. They may not like him as a candidate. They may not agree with everything, but they're also not standing up against it. They're also in a lot of the political candidates for president coming in 2024 are gaslighting and not standing up against this. There should be such a great outcry. And we should also know that it matters what Dr. Martin Luther King said. It's the silence of our fair friends. So if you stand with African Americans not being enslaved, not being mistreated, not being discriminated against, where are the corporations in the state of Florida standing up against this, calling this out as it is, saying that we won't be doing certain things in the state of Florida if this is what they're doing? They did that in Georgia and it changed. Where are the churches? Where are the organizations in the state of Florida that are standing up against this and calling DeSantis out? So great of an outcry till they have to change this. Governor DeSantis knows, Republicans know, and people of goodwill and heart. If you don't stand against this evil, who's to say it stops at African Americans? The next time it might be Jewish people, it might be Asian people, as we know the internment camps, the Holocaust. The next time it might be Irish people. The next time it might be Italian people. The next time it may be another nationality. Authoritative behavior is not something that is laid down easily. It has to be fought. It has to be railed against. It has to be exposed for the lies it is, for the evil and the wickedness it is. For someone to look you in the face and tell you you benefited from slavery, knowing that they did everything to the enslaved, to African Americans, and economically to destroy, hold down, keep as a lower class, keep subjugated, and to look you in the face and say, but it was for your good. Evil, wicked, and demonic. That's what it is. At the same time, he is the governor. They are passing these laws. They are signing these laws. And America, Florida, you need to be shook. You need to be woke, and you need to be paying attention. You need to also make sure that we're giving such a great outcry and that we're following up with every last one of these elected officials. I don't care if they're Democratic. I don't care if they're Republican. We need to be calling them. We need to be emailing them. And we need to be out in the streets, whatever we got to do until we can get these things changed. I myself know that I'd never thought that I knew it would be. It's a constant fight. It's a constant battle for equality in America. I've known that from my age of growing up, from a little girl until till now. But to see the rights of being rolled back in such a way is beyond disturbing. The rolling back of affirmative action by the Supreme Court. If you didn't vote, if you stayed on the sidelines when Secretary Clinton ran against President Trump, ex-President Trump, twice impeached, twice indicted Trump, and you didn't make sure that your vote counted, and he was able to put the people that he put in the Supreme Court rolling back laws, that is a direct correlation to you not voting and the affirmative action being rolled back, to Roe v. Wade being turned back. And it is not going to stop there if we don't do something about it. Thank you for watching the video. Ask you to like, share, and subscribe. We need to constantly be vigilant about what's going on in our state, and not only in the state of Florida, but in America, because great changes would be trying to continue to come, and not for the betterment of America. Let's, like Dr. Martin Luther King said, we want America to live up to his creed, that we the people, that we all have freedom and opportunity. And we know we don't see that happening in our justice system. We don't see it happening in a lot of aspects of America. It's just systemic racism is still there. But where are the people who say they stand for equality? Where are you? Where are they standing? What are they doing? Where's the allies? We've been allies. African Americans been allies for all other kind of races and causes. Where are our allies? They need to be standing with us. It's important. All of our voting is important. All of our activism is important. And we got to keep it up. We got to keep the pressure on, and we can't stop. Thank you for watching Full Circle with Nona Black TV. I ask you to continue to look at some of our past videos. If you haven't seen, watch those. We're going to have new episodes coming up. We're researching some stuff on housing and the cost of becoming almost where it's unaffordable, not only in the state of Florida but across the U.S. Continue to research other stuff on voting. Upcoming episodes. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment in the comment section. Let me know if you have topics. Is there things that you're interested in researching? We'll talk about it in there. We want you to be respectful. All I ask is that we be respectful of opinions. Yes, we're going to disagree sometimes, and it's okay to disagree. But we can call out a lie for a lie and say the truth is the truth. They may not want to hear it, but it is what it is. A lie is a lie, and the truth is the truth. Thank you for watching. Please be blessed. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Thank you for watching Nona Black TV.